Somebody may be crying, but I come to let you know that God can make it all right.
Good morning, y'all. Hi, for all you guys that don't know me, my name is Cheryl, and I have some things that the Spirit of the Lord has been dealing with me with. And one of the things that has been weighing heavy on my heart is the misuse of sex and how its effects that it has on the whole world, and how houses and families are being divided, and knowing that God is not the foundation of or part of the experience in the sexual act, it creates a whole nother realm, and it something that was gifted to be a gift or and to actually help procreate has been misused, and it causes a lot of problems because a lot of the things that's going on, when you hear things that's going on in the news, you hear mostly about people getting in trouble for sex, and not just the sex, but the misuse of the sex, and it's causing divorce. It even actually causes death in your body because it was actually a covenant that was supposed to be to seal a contract of a marriage. And for years, it has not been used in that context. It has been used, mishandled and misused. And the world is being plagued by this thing. It's causing, like I said, houses to fall apart. Families don't even, the way God ordained it to be is not that way anymore. You don't have the family structure anymore because in technicality, you have to have a license to practice that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it was a divine sealing of a covenant to seal the marriage that God had ordained. And people don't even get married anymore because they're plagued by, they're having demonic experiences. I'll say that when they're having intercourse sex with multiple people, and you can't build a solid foundation if you're not a whole person. And people are actually getting married, you know what I'm saying, even in the Christian population, for the simple fact that they can practice sex and not being whole. People don't even get counseled on marriage. You know what I'm saying? It's like, they do it on the aspects of so they can say that they're legally okay to have sex. But also with that sex comes a responsibility. And in that responsibility is for mature people. Sex is not for immature. I mean, because it's a part of the procreation, and we create lives and we bring them lives into the world, and we're not even whole people because we haven't taken the time to, become whole in ourselves. So we bring other people into this existence, and children, most of all, suffer at the hands of the misuse of the sex that God had ordained to be for married people only. And that's just like you having a driver's license. You're not allowed to drive unless you have a driver's license, and people do it anyway, but it's not legal. So therefore, it becomes illegal, and things it brings you trouble more than anything. It's the same thing with sex. If you don't have a license to practice it, it becomes illegal, and it causes more problems than anything because you haven't gotten to know the person that you're with. You only got to know them sexually, and then a lot of the times children are born um, through this avenue. And I myself, as a young child, I looked at it like this. When I was a little girl, I seen my parents, you know, do things that as I got older, knew that it wasn't right. And even as a little girl, I knew it was something wrong with it. And even down to the point of, if people don't get to know each other and they having these sexual encounters and they have children, their children become victims of, you know, the parents' immature misuse of sex, because now they have to live in this world without having a father or perhaps even a mother. And in the long term, it affects them and it causes a lot of problems as well. And I mean, but also those things can be healed. And I understand that. But if we set a foundation that's going to be geared towards, you know, this generation, we talk about how, the older generation talks about how the younger generation is. But guess what? There's not many teachers. There's nobody that's teaching the children what they need to know. I mean, and understand this, I never underestimate the youth, because also with God being with them, He teaches them as well. They're we have a lot of spiritual children, and I get that, but we also have a lot that's not. And you know, I hear a lot of people talk about, how um how the children are today, and understanding, what I'm saying, that we have things that we're going to deal with, but in the same token, we can be a little bit more aware of what we're doing and how we're doing these things with our children. If there are, mature people that are willing to address this thing, and, you know, to even give our children a fighting chance in a world that's already you set up to fail anyway. You know what I'm saying? But in a world, you can still, succeed in this world, and then also, be able to make a difference with the children, and not only the children, but with yourself. You know what I'm saying? I myself, I I had multiple partners during the time of my not understanding how I was misusing something that God had given as a gift, between a man and a woman. And I was having a demonic experience, and it made it even worse. The more that I did it, the more the thirst was even more. And the more I did it, the more I wanted to do it. And it was like I was entangled in this web of deceit of me thinking that this would, what I'm saying, help the relationship or make it be what it is, or, to even, oh, well, if I give him good sex, then he'll be with me. Nah, no work. So, with that being said, from a person that experienced, that kind of um, thing in my life, I'm so glad to this day that I'm free, from that. I hear so many marriages, they fall apart only because they don't have a foundation. I put a post on Facebook one day, and the caption read, I don't think that sex should be a part of the relationship if it's not um, a foundation rooted in God. Because at the end of the day, if it's not rooted in Him, then it's not going to stand. Your foundation is not going to stand. It's going to be on shaky ground all the time. You can't build something that's not on a firm foundation. And a lot of the times, most relationships are built on sex, money, and power. And the one that's ruling the most is sex, because I even look at it like today. Most of the media, when people are in trouble, they're going to jail for sexual immorality acts, and that's a spirit. And all in all, that's really a spirit that's plaguing this world, and it's causing more destruction than anything. And it's so, and nobody talks about it. It's okay, what I'm saying, to have a casual encounter, but you're not just having a casual encounter. You're having a demonic experience, because it wasn't made for, people to just um, say that they're married, or for them to just to be able to commit that sex act with somebody. It was supposed to be an act that was, surrounded by a union between a man, a woman, and the creator. And it's not that. I mean, if you can go back even to the Garden of Eden, and that's part of that scenario. I mean, because in order for Satan to have a seed, it had to come from somebody. So there had to be some kind of intercourse in order for that to take place, which became part of the sexual misuse. And it's just so many people, um, especially children. Children have become the prey to this thing more so than anything. When I go back and I think about me, I was 15, what I'm saying, when I first started having my experience. And yeah, they told me um, I shouldn't do it. But guess what? I didn't have that understanding of what it meant when I was doing it. And I really believe that if I had a little bit more knowledge on what I was doing, I probably wouldn't have did it. But it's like this. It's a lot of fathers and mothers, but there are no teachers. You know what I'm saying? The children are fending for themselves. There's no structure in the household. You know what I'm saying? And you got, once that act is committed, people, you're going to go back to it because that's something that you're used to. You can't miss something that you've not had. But if you had it before, you're going to be used to it and you're going to want it again. And it comes with you having multiple partners, different fathers for your children, or different mothers for your children. And I understand that everybody makes mistakes, and but you learn from your mistakes. He said, each one teach one. So, as we get more mature in this world and understanding our sole purpose for being here, that's one of the things, people don't even understand why they are here. They're just here and they're existing, not realizing that they're here for a sole purpose. And for that one reason, you know, that's the time that with the dating process, as you get to learn who you are and you become that whole person, then you can step into the dating arena to be able to find you a suitable mate. We don't do that. We don't even ask, the creator, who he designed for us. We just go on our own. And like I said, a lot of times we just in the moment and we're thinking about our own self gratification. And I understand this message is not going to be for everybody. It's going to be for somebody, though, anyway. And it's going to be for the ones um, that needed to hear it or even wanted to hear it. So I was kind of, a little bit nervous about doing this, but I'm going to be obedient into what is being on my heart. And for me, I'm being led to, come and share what's on my heart, because I see so many suffer, from this um, act that's being done and is not done in responsibleness. You know what I'm saying? We're not responsible with it, and it's like the taboo subject. Nobody wants to talk about it because everybody is doing it and and not having any consciousness about the long-term effects that it has on you, your body, and your children for that fact. You know, setting a foundation for them that will create um, generational health as well. Because I look at the little babies now. You know, they come in here and they just like full grown. Sex is being you know like a tool for them to be able. They glorify it. I look at little babies, little girls, 2 and 3 years old. Twerking. No, they shouldn't know about none of that. That moves out the way for them to even learn and even develop. What I'm saying? Because they absorb everything from the age of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are sponges, and everything that they see that's being done around them, they emulate. And you can't fault anybody for something that they don't know. And the word teaches us that my God said that his people perish for a lack of knowledge. And knowledge is the key to everything. And so when that time comes, everybody has their time. And like I said, this is the time for me to express what God has put on my heart to share with the world. A lot of people will not agree with it. And as I said before, this is not for everybody, but it's for somebody. So I'm going to continue to listen to what the Spirit is telling me. And I'm going to be obedient to that thing. And like I said, marriages are falling apart because it was built on sex. A lot of guys, they get married to women and they find their wives bored because she's not that sexual vixen that he saw that was in the strip club. See, one thing I know for certain, two things for sure, is this: that man will have sex with that stripper, but he ain't gonna make her his wife. As he gets older and he matures and he sees, that she's just eye candy, and that's it. He's going to look for someone that he feels that's going to be worthy, for him to have, for her to entertain his time or to build with. You know what I'm saying? First of all, he's not going to build with a stripper because the stripper going to still be all over everywhere. And, I'm sitting here as I look. I've seen a couple of people come on, but they're immediately going to come off because think about it. Um, you can't handle the truth. Not just you. I'm just joking, but truth is truth, though, for real, for real. And as I said, I just see a lot of chaos is caused. You know what I'm saying? Even to the point of Look at some of the famous people that's been in the news lately. Most of their convictions come from sexual immorality. And that's one of the tricks of the enemy, to get you snared in, to get your life taken away from you. He, you know what I'm saying, get you in the spotlight, get you all up there, and guess what? It's snatched away from you. Anything God gives you is not taken away. And even to the point of um, there's a there's a cry for help, for real, for real. Nobody pays attention to it. And like I said, I just see children suffering more than anything, because I feel that, for one, a girl should always have her father in her life. And a mother should always be present, because, first of all, that young woman, she needs her father to teach her, the kind of man that she's supposed to have in her life. Not multiple partners, one person. One time one is one. And when you become one with one person, it makes a whole lot of difference. It creates a whole nother environment. And like I said, I think that we would see more or less suffering of the children if there were more people that were conscious about the sexual act, that the misuse of the sexual act of that they're doing. I never said that there's nothing wrong with sex. That is a beautiful thing, but it's a misuse in it. And when it's misused, it causes a lot of problems. And the world is facing a lot of problems because of that one part of that act and the way that it's used. People pay money just to have sex, when there was something that you could have got by a God-given right, but they rather pay for it and experience the demonic experience that they had versus the God experience that they could have had. This thing is real, and it's causing so many problems because it's not done in the context in which it was meant for. It was meant for procreation, and it was meant for a male and a female to become one with each other. And, even to the point of everybody, most people want to have a partner. They want to have a life partner. They want to have a husband. They want to have a wife. But also, it comes with, like I said, it comes with great responsibility. And so, therefore, I think we should, take into account that about being responsible to this thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a sensitive thing, and it's a beautiful act. Don't get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's the misuse of it that makes it wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's like with anything. God said everything that he made was good. It's what you do with it is what makes it bad. It's how you use it or how you abuse that thing that makes it a bad thing. It's not the act itself, because it's a beautiful act, because that's an experience that's shared between partners, which brings them closer together. You know what I'm saying? Even this, people that have been married, that's in a solid foundation, with God as anchored as their supporting system, they tend to live longer. And and with their mates, it gets to the point when you become one with that person, you start to think like that person. You and that person even start to look alike. And not only that, you can sense when there's something wrong with your partner. And then you also you're able to live together in one unit, because that was one of the things that um, God is saying. you know this is my gift to you, even though it was it was done in a wrong context to begin with. This is the way that we make it right, and this is how it can build families, foundations, and give your self a start. You know what I'm saying? I just look at it like this: it's time to heal the world, and we can do it out together. You know what I'm saying? It only took one man named Jesus to be able to come and change some things. And he said one will set 1,000 a flight, but two will set 10,000 a flight. So, with that being said, coming into the reality of who you are and what is your sole purpose for you being here, and to make it known, what I'm saying, that um, you're here to make a difference. You're here for a purpose, not just to be here. God sent you here for a purpose. And when you find out what your life purpose is, you'll walk in that thing, and then you'll make a difference. But like I said, mine is here, and I'm going to walk in that thing, and I'm going to share every chance that I get when the Spirit puts something on my heart, to give. So, like I said, I kind of pretty much got off my heart what was going on with me, and how I'm supposed to. I'm going to be obedient to what God told me to do, and if that's what it takes for me to. Like I said, I was kind of nervous about coming on here, but when he says he equipped you, and I know heaven to back me up, because the words that I'm saying and the things that I am delivering, it ain't just my words. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that I've experienced, and I know it to be true. So um, I'm not gonna hold on any longer, but I will say this. I love y'all. I love God first and foremost. And I thank Him for allowing me to be able to come here and share with you what I feel, um, what's going on in this time with me, and, um, what's going on in my heart. So I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. And like I said, this live stream is not for everybody, but it's for somebody. And I just want to say to you guys, I love you. Love, peace, happiness, and blessings in your home. And I pray that all is well. And just have a good day. Be blessed. Thank you.